Howdy everyone and welcome. It's Black Shadow here and this is your September update, although probably a lot smaller than it normally would have been. Largely recap as much as anything else. Those couple of videos were just from my trip to Wembley Stadium. That was last weekend for AEW All Out. It was the first time I've been to an event, anything like that, and certainly anything on that scale, and it was an experience. Don't get me wrong, it was very enjoyable. However, at the end of this as well, I'm going to have a little bit extra from that from the end of the show. So if you want to get an idea of what Wembley Stadium is like with 85,000 people standing in it, well, you'll be able to find out. Anyways, so yes, I was at Wembley last weekend, and it was a good trip. I was a little bit of a rush getting to the stadium, and I didn't get in straight away for the very start of things, which was a little bit unfortunate. But also didn't realize I didn't catch this picture very well, unfortunately. But here is the famous Wembley walk to Wembley Arena. And yeah, it is impressive. This, to be fair, when I first got here, it was about like 11, 12 o'clock or something like that. Several hours before the show began, and there was already probably like 25,000 people here. It was pretty insane. But All in London was a really good event, well attended, and yeah, had a great time. A few shots here of around the place. Again, things just filling up. This was again hours before the show, and there's already people all over the place. Of course, the weather did threaten a little bit as well. Traditionally British, of course. But luckily the rain held off. Apparently it absolutely pelted it down for a short moment beforehand, the day before, but it stayed dry on the Sunday. But yeah, I've never been to Wembley Arena. I think the last biggest arena I've been to for anything, it's not even Wembley Stadium. The last big place I've been to, I think, was the Panthers in Florida, which I think holds like about 14,000, something like that. Wembley can do up to about 100k. And it was about like 90% sold. Very impressive. Bit of merch as well. We had a good time. But yeah, it was just a really fun weekend. And we even caught a shot inside. I will say, being inside Wembley Stadium, we were pretty close to the pitch. That's actually kind of scary. Let's not look at that. But yeah, like if this is the entranceway and that's the ring, I was sat about there. Right in the middle of everything. It was a spectacle, but a really good time. Also, a little bit extra pictures as well. This is the people coming out from the show. And then even went for a bit of a journey around London the following day as well, paying my respects to Her Madge. Here's the front of the palace here. Notice the change of the guard sign still says the Queen's Guard. Yeah, that's very noticeable. But yeah, I had a bit of a journey around there. This is obviously the right out the front. Here's the Marble Arch, where I can say that I was publicly scissored by a stranger. St. Pancras, went down towards King's Cross. I had a bit of a journey around London on Monday, and even had a trip over to Camden Market for some food. We had some pasta here at the Cheese Wheel, which was actually pretty nice. And then crepes here at Prep Le Crepe, which is on the side, which was pretty damn nice. So yeah, it was a fun weekend overall. And yeah, if anyone else if someone happens to watch this video who was also there, I hope they had a cracking time as well. So that was last weekend, and then a lot of this week has been spent with myself working on the Hidden Assets channel. This is the one I do alongside a guy called CJ. We do a lot of work for Dune Imperium, which is a board game. I run competitions, organisation. I do all sorts of bits and pieces and stuff for that. That got announced as I was in London. We'd done the video prior, so a lot of my week has been spent kind of getting a lot of the admin for that sort of stuff done. So that's all been good. I do streams on here as well, by the way, on YouTube, if you're interested ever at all. And that brings us to now, and what exactly is going on with the channel. This is going to be sort of slightly quiet, although we'll be doing bits and pieces, hidden assets, basically from now for the rest of the year. And then once I hit next month, it is going to be a bit of a fight for time. It's going to be interesting how that's going to work out. But as far as this channel is concerned and stuff that's currently going on, Currently we've got Troubleshooter, which is still obviously ongoing. The good news is that this series is, the main part of the series is literally about to finish. Later today, we'll be uploading the final mission of the main game, which will then be followed by the follow-up. And then I have gone and done this here, Troubleshooter, My Thoughts and Experiences. I seldom ever do this sort of thing for the games I cover, but I think Troubleshooter is a exceptional case of a game that I've put a lot of time into, I've gotten a lot out of, and has definitely surprised me a lot. And I think as well, a game like Troubleshooter is one that not a lot of people particularly know about. And so having put in like a couple hundred hours into this game, I felt it was worth my time, putting a script together and conveying exactly that, how I felt about the game, what I've enjoyed, a couple things that I thought they could have done better. But all in all, I have enjoyed my time with Troubleshooter, and I will be delving into the expansions, the Black Witch and White Lion stuff, and then the DLC beyond that as well. Just a note, if you do decide to watch this, and I would encourage, if you've never seen Troubleshooter before, but you're maybe curious about it, I would encourage you to give this a watch, and hopefully it might give you an idea of what to expect. Do note there are a couple of mild spoilers in this review, but nothing too incriminating, so don't worry about that. The other thing, of course, the main thing that is on the horizon currently is The Last of Us Part 2, which I did announce in the last update video. I'm just waiting to get hold of a console. I've been pretty darn busy. I'm hoping to pick one up in the next few days or so. So I would expect to see this series beginning probably in about a week's time or so from when this update video goes up. At a rough guess, but I don't entirely know. So that's the rough plan on that. I know that a fair few folks are looking forward to me doing this series. I know there's a couple of folks that are not so keen that I'm playing The Last of Us Part 2. That was the very polarizing response that this game got when it came out for The Reasons trademark. But I'm very curious to see what this is going to produce for me. And honestly, I don't know what I'm going to make of this game. The Last of Us 1 was a unique experience for me because of the circumstances that were around. But this one, I kind of, I know some bits going in. I also don't know a lot of stuff obviously going in. But I am well aware of the response this game got. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to come through. So in about a week or so, we'll start getting this up on the channel. And I'm very curious to hear a lot. I'd love to hear folks' feedback on the stuff they see. Whether you've played the game, whether you've not. And what you make of this as we go. Now, next up, Twitch. We have been doing a fair amount of streaming on Twitch. It is SUBtember, everyone! Hooray! We do have our goals currently, our challenges that I announced in the last stream for a Dan's Crypt run of Medieval Remake, a melee-only run for Silent Hill 3, and then our return to Resident Evil Outbreak with the Terror mods and such. So I will be looking to get more streaming done. All the streaming we've done recently has all been Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I have been playing a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre the past 2 weeks or so. And you know what? I have enjoyed the game. I haven't played it for a few days so because I have been pretty busy and I have been giving my thoughts on what is next for this game. If you are curious, the way I would describe this is that... what's the best way to describe it? Let's go with... It's Dead by Daylight light, I guess, but not in a bad way. It's a bit more basic, but that is a strength as much as a weakness. It allows people just to come in, casually play the game, get on with some mates, have some fun as a group, and not have to worry about things being overly serious, which they can definitely get to be in a game like Dead by Daylight, which has become like an absolute massive sprawl, really, and there's so much going on. But I am going to take a short break from this as we wait to see what is next for TCM. We have heard, obviously, there are leaks about for what is next stages, the next family member, that sort of thing. But like I put like 25, 30 hours into this in the space of like 2 weeks, less than that. So I think it's time for me just to have a short break from that. And my stuff on hidden assets has allowed it so. We will be making the return, however. I don't know if there's any information on this specifically. There's a community hub. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre Deathmatch. Oh yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it? The less said about that, the better. I have not looked at this at all. It's a thing. Anyways, I will be looking to return to this in the next few days or so. I don't know exactly when, because we have more games to stream, and I've got more money to get out of people. And so the next title that's going to be on the list is going to be Hades. This is a roguelike dungeon crawler, which I was given to by Starfruit. He went and bought this for me a little while back, and it's probably about damn time that I crack on with this. The last game of any remote kind of like this sort of style of gaming I did was probably like Rogue Legacy 2, which in itself was quite a fun game, and I actually enjoyed a lot out of this. Hades is definitely a little bit different. I think Hades is going to be some entertainment. I don't know necessarily how long the game is or anything particularly about that. I do know that it has a pretty decent art style, which I can't knock at all. It's pretty damn nice, and I think, yeah, this is going to be it'll be a lot of fun, and we'll see what the game makes of when we get onto it on stream. But yeah, it should be a good time. Should be a good time. Right, well, I think that's about all I need to really cover for this one. Again, didn't need to be particularly long. The rest of this video is going to be a camcording I got from Wembley Stadium. This was the show again, just to give you an idea of like the noise that was prevalent for the whole night. And Baron, this video is like 4.5 hours deep in the show, and you know the crowd was just still absolutely losing their mind. But it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed the trip. So I do thank you for your company. Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day weekends, because I think it is Labor Day weekend over in the States and such. And I'm sure I'll catch you very, very soon. Oh boy, this is going to be some trip. See you then.
There you go. About the tag goal. Oh! Roddy. Brand new belt.